In our journey through mastery, which we're playing with on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment basis, we are always becoming. There's no real going backwards. There's only forwards, there's only up, there's only out, there's only becoming. Becoming what? Becoming the purest version of self, becoming the next level of self, becoming more aligned to your higher self. You can label it any way, but the reality is, in your mastery, you are always becoming. And what if we just looked at that word of becoming in a new way and just played with, I'm always becoming? And don't finish the sentence. Don't label it as being something. Becoming a light worker, becoming a shadow worker, don't label it. Because maybe the light worker is the shadow worker and the shadow worker is the light worker. Maybe that's all encompassing and all of it is. Maybe there is not a language that can accurately describe and sense, feel you in your purest version of self, in your mastery of self, in your mastery of purity. Now, during the process of becoming, within our mastery, becoming, there may be additional moments of emotion. There may be additional moments of frustration and things that rise. And it's just like, oh, hang on a minute. I thought I was pure. I thought I got this all sorted. Why is this coming back in again? Hang on, I've done that before. What? And here's the thing, and it was a book I read probably about, oh gosh, maybe even 17, 18 years ago. And there was a call line: buried feelings never die, they just lose their support. Now, what does that even really mean? The reality is, if a feeling hasn't been processed and alchemized into the 0 point and cleared, and like where there's actually not an action to it or an inner response to it, we actually do bury it into our cell. Now, so it's still alive in the cell. That's the thing. We're just not actively and consciously supporting it, but our subconscious might be supporting it. Yeah. And so then as we're becoming, as we're like dancing within our mastery, more and more of our cells are purified, which opens up that cell that had that buried feeling from yesteryear. So then suddenly that emotion that's being felt, that seems to feel a little bit more intense, and it doesn't necessarily make that much sense. Or it does, but you thought you'd move through it. You're simply clearing your cells. You're clearing the past. So allow it. Become with it. It is what it is. This is the cleansing process. And then when we look at menopause is a process of actual physical change. From a total personal point of view, from my own experiential wisdom and a perception that I have, and I quite like as well, because it feels quite empowering, is that simply what the additional emotions are through menopause. It's touching upon that cell that had that buried feeling from past. As we are becoming in that new version of self, and this is a new version because it's actually a physical change, yeah, with menopause. Now, it's the same thing when you go through puberty. Think of it. How is it any different? First 7 years of life, we've heard it many, many, many times before. That's where you know, your life is set, the patterns are set, da 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 da. If you don't go through, like, etc., etc. What happens with puberty? You're stepping into a new version of self. So therefore, there's a cellular change. Touches on a cell. You may not know what that means, but maybe it was something that happened when you were 6 months old, where you weren't hugged, or you sat in a nappy which needed to be changed, and it didn't get changed quick enough. You might have felt that. Or it could have been something from the womb when your mother was carrying you. And again, like, use this as a perception and as a play. Don't sit there and go, boom, this is it, soul truth, nothing but the truth, everything is this. It's not that, but it's a new perception that we can play with to open up a new peripheral vision and a new way of seeing. Because isn't that simply what mastery is? Just seeing things in a new way with an expanded peripheral vision, and then actually acting out, because life is an act, acting out that new version and that new learning. Now, what if then, oh, actually, something else. Sorry, it just popped in. I really need to share this. So then, like, look at the sweats with the heat that rises when you're going through menopause. Now, that's an alchemical reaction because your cells are clearing. Perhaps the sweats are also clearing and helping fire up the emotions, fire up the cells to clear. Let the fire burn through the old so you can become in the new. So then, instead of, oh my gosh, I'm having a hot flush, this is terrible, blah, 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 blah. What if it's like, woohoo, another cell's cleared, another emotion's cleared. I am becoming pure and pure. I'm becoming my next level version of self. How good is that? And then that hot flush may then start to become euphoric. And what a wonderful way to see it. And you know what? You're the master of your universe. You're the master. You're the creator. Doesn't that storyline feel a little bit better? So play with it. Genuinely play with it. And on another note, just to really just go into emotions a little bit more, because this has been a topic of discussion this morning prior to starting the recording. Emotions are our guidance system. They're a guidance system where something may be a little bit off. But based on what we've just been discussing, know that emotions are not necessarily, they may be an amalgamation of what was buried from the past and what is in the current. Now, yes, it's being brought in the current, in this now, and it's been woken up to alchemize, to heal, to purify, to dissolve, to whatever word you'd like to turn into light, to become in this now moment, because there is only now, and so that past exists in the now. But just know that they're just simply a guidance system. It's when we judge them, that's what exacerbates. If we're in full acceptance, and if I go back to something that we did in a previous month, in a previous class, this too belongs. This too belongs. This too belongs. And I'd like to add another little word, another little phrase onto that. And it's one that I've been using. It's on my board over there. And it's 3 simple, 4 words. I'm relaxed about that. I'm relaxed about that. So when there's a glitch internally, an additional response, which may feel a little fiery, may feel a little bit or sad or overwhelming, whatever it is, I'm relaxed about that. I'm relaxed about that. And once your body responds to the knowing that you are relaxed about that, the new will be presented. And that's the mastery, the opening to the new. And then there's the acting within that new, not the acting from the emotion. Becoming. You are always, always becoming. I'm relaxed about that. Enjoy this contemplation. Be in the question mark around it without conclusion. Allow, and again, you may want to review that module where we did the living from the question mark. Be in that question mark. Let one question continuously lead to another without arriving at something solid. Just allow it to alchemize. You'll know when it will drop, and it's meant to be that thing, whatever it is that you may live through and that you may speak of as being your own wisdom, because this is what it will create. This is your own experiential wisdom through your own contemplation, through your own examining, through your own essence of mastery. And that's what mastery is. Yay! Sending you loads and loads of love.